Standing to the right-hand side of me is what can be explained, one of the current female DJs at Caister Soul Weekend and top radio presenter on Solo Radio, the one and only Roni O'Brien.
Hello, Polly.
How
Lovely
you
to see
doing?
you.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. How you been?
Yes, good, thank you.
Are you enjoying the scene at the moment?
Yeah, it's busy at the moment again. It seems to go, it sort of undulates, and at the moment it's quite busy again.
It certainly is, it certainly is. Now, you work on Solar Radio, which you've been there for a number of years. You also, of course, DJ, or the only current female DJ at the Caister Soul Weekend.
That's right.
If you had to choose between radio and DJing, what would be your favourite?
That would be really difficult, actually, because you get a different buzz from both different things, really.
Are you more comfortable working to an audience in front of you or working in front of a microphone in a radio studio?
In the studio, without a doubt.
In the studio.
Yeah.
So how do you feel when you first go out DJing in front of these masses at the Caister Soul Weekend? That first initial feeling, you're backstage, you walk out, what's that feeling for Roni O'Brien?
Well, it's kind of electric when you go on the stage at Caister, especially in the main room, but I'm always nervous. I remember the first time playing in that room, I was actually looking for a bucket backstage.
What, for a wee-wee?
No, there is a toilet backstage.
Oh, right, okay, I'm with you now.
So I was going to be sick because
Really?
I was so nervous.
The nerves were that bad?
But they say it's good to be nervous because
Keeps you on your toes,
yeah, that's right.
as such. So, right, let's go right back. And I remember speaking to you before. Roni O'Brien is going to school, bunking off school, going to her brother's bedroom, stealing his music and playing the Players Association, which got you into the whole soul scene. Tell me more about that. How did it all begin for Roni O'Brien?
Well, I was 13.
Yeah.
And suddenly my brother brought home this music system and 2 pieces of vinyl. Turn the music up, Players Association, and Gonzales, Haven't Stopped Dancing Yet.
Really?
And I used to go home in my lunch hour from school and play those 2 songs constantly. He didn't know I was in there. So that's what got me into that type of music. And then I started looking for...
Wait, did you go around the lounge with the hairbrush singing
No.
along, or did you just dance?
I danced, actually.
What happened if someone caught you, Roni? What would happen if someone went, "What are you doing?"
Well, it was a while before my brother found out I was into soul music. Because I used to take
right.
my friends up in the bedroom and he wouldn't have liked that either.
Okay.
But then...
Did you used to steal his records as well?
No, I used to go in his room and use his system.
Right, okay.
But he would claim different though.
I know you would, because I spoke to him. So you listened to Players Association. That's what got you into the music.
And then I started looking through the radio stations on various nights, trying to find that kind of music. And I found a station on a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And I could only pick it up in the kitchen in my mum's house because we lived on top of a hill.
Yeah.
It was a London station. I think it was either Horizon or JFM. I can't remember.
I think you'd probably find it was Horizon because it eventually went on to another station, didn't it?
Yeah, because
you're now working on.
Yeah, but I mean they were around the same sort of time, Horizon and JFM.
Right.
And because they were pirate stations, they always used to get busted and go off air. But I used to listen to that on a weekend and on a Wednesday night. And that's when I got into the music, and that's when I got a Saturday job. I think it was babysitting. I used to spend my money on music.
And that's when it started. That was the vinyl days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we come right forward now. You're up there at Caister Soul Weekend. You're working with a predominantly male group of people. Let's say, what do you come up against? A sort of almost like a DJ glass ceiling with the male DJs, or have you had to fight your way through to claim your right as one of those Caister Soul DJs?
Well, I wouldn't say I had to fight my way, but I had to prove myself because they just thought I was a token female. I think anyway when I came along, but straight away. Sean French was really lovely to me.
Yeah.
And certain people like that, really welcoming. Gary Dennis was lovely as well. So they welcomed me. Once they realised I knew my music, everything was okay.
So it was great. So in the canteen, the Caister canteen, you wasn't over there sitting on the table on your own.
No.
And all the other DJs going, look, there's a girl over there. There's a girl over there, girl DJ. So how have you progressed through the years since you've been at Caister? How have you progressed through? How have you changed your music to adapt to the audience?
Well, initially when I started at Caister, prior to that, I was on Solar Radio anyway, so I knew my music. But as I've gone through my music career, my taste in music has changed. Because when I first started at Caister, I did a funk set and I did a Latin jazz set. But as I've gone along, I've turned more to the R&B and neo soul, because I do play a lot of new music as well.
Okay.
So I try to mix it in with the old stuff as well, though.
So you're out there, you're doing your radio station, you're presenting your show. You've been at Solar Radio for, it seems like, forever.
Around 13 years, I would say.
Is it 13 years?
Yeah, quite a while.
I remember seeing the first promotional flyer of Roni O'Brien like this.
Yeah.
Like that, promoting. I thought, who's Roni O'Brien? Well, let's tune in. This is the old days when Nick Adams and guys like that were on Solar Radio. How did you get into that? How did you get into the radio scene?
Well, I have to be really honest, I've split up with my ex-husband. I'd been with him for 20 odd years, and that was one of the things I stopped doing when I met him. I stopped going out clubbing, and the music scene had died anyway.
Yeah.
And that was what I really missed. And I thought, I want to find me again. And so that's how I got on the radio.
Because it's not easy, is it? It's not easy to get into a radio, especially almost like a specialist radio station. Did you sort of take your demos along? Did you follow the usual route, or did you say, this is what I want to do, give me a chance?
Well, I found someone who did a radio show, and I went along with him, and I provided some of the music, so I was kind of producing for him.
Yeah.
I watched what he did, and then from there I applied to get a show, sent a demo off, and I got the show.
Oh, you're a girl of experiences, aren't you? Tell us a little bit more about Pandora's Box.
Oh, well, what you're talking about, Pandora's Box, is my brother's bedroom and his music.
What? Oh, I see where we're going.
So,
she's still stealing the music.
So, well, what happened is when I first went on to Solar,
Yeah.
I would be using his vinyl. But I eventually gave it all back to him. He didn't get
we
it
mentioned
back.
I was going to find out about Roni O'Brien. She should be called Robin Hood, I think. So what you do is when you're also Jazzbod, who is also a DJ as well in his own right. They call him the Genie. We're going to get him on the show as well. So anytime he's not looking, you steal his music.
No, not now.
Oh, that's okay then. That's okay then. So Pandora's Box was, I'm going to go in, I'm going to take his music, go and play it on my radio show.
He wasn't DJing at the time anyway, so these were just his
So
old
it's all right.
records.
It's all right.
And when he
Where's
started,
my wallet? Hang on, I'm just checking. I've still got my wallet.
when he started DJing, I gave it all back to him. But I play a lot of newer stuff anyway.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't delve back quite as much. No,
Good
Latin
stuff.
jazz and stuff like that. It's more the newer kind of stuff.
What makes you different to any other radio presenter on Solar, sorry.
Well, I wouldn't say it's because I'm female, because there's a few on there now.
Yeah.
But when I first went on there, I was the only female at the time. What makes me different? I think I only play music that I love. And I would say there's other DJs that do that as well.
That's a
I
good
think
answer.
everyone is quite unique there, in what they do. So I think I couldn't claim to be really different to anyone else.
And when does your show go out so people can listen to it?
At the moment, it's on a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. till 10.
Right, let's go back to the early days of Roni O'Brien as a promoter at Havering College. Tell us a little bit about how that, because you used to go to Flicks nightclub and then you sort of basically, you ended up carrying out a Monday evening event there, didn't you, if I recall?
Yeah, when I first went to college, so I was 17, they needed a social secretary at college, and at the time they were going to Raquel's nightclub in Basildon.
Yeah.
And I went there on one occasion and it was awful. The music was terrible. And I thought, I know, if I become social secretary, I can organise the events.
Yeah.
So I looked in, first of all I took people to Wembley to see George Benson.
Yeah.
We coached a load of people. Then
So there was a little plan beginning there.
Oh yeah,
it was
a plan.
evolving.
Yeah, it evolved definitely. And then we started taking coaches, just one coach to the gold mine and things like that.
Yeah.
And then I had this bigger idea of hiring a venue, and I'd been to Flicks and I loved it there. So I contacted them and asked, how can we take the whole venue? And he said, look, if you have it on a Monday night, you don't have to pay me a penny. You just pay the DJs.
Yeah.
And on the first night, I used Colin Hudd and Tom Holland.
Wow.
And I took about 800 students. Most of them weren't 18.
And did they embrace the music? Did they get the music?
Yeah, they did, because that was kind of stuff going around in the charts anyway at that time. So they got the music, and so that's what I did. I carried on hiring it on a Monday night until I left the college. After that, I really missed it, and later in another job, I provided the music for fashion shows and things like that. So
Stolen off your brother?
no, not stolen off my brother.
Right, okay.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. The days are so
No,
far
I
over.
have my own music.
Did they do that in the 80s? Did they do that, Jimmy Hill? So, okay, so you've got a little bit of promotional experience. You're now forward winding to 2016. You're at the Rust Club on a regular basis. You're also sort of DJing in your own right as a as a DJ, as well as involved with the Case to Soul Weekenders. Tell us a little bit more how you're going to progress forward in the future.
I'm quite an easygoing person, really, and I see what
Someone over there's lying. I think it's her brother. Oh no, it's her partner.
Easy going. Easy going.
Just easy going.
Stand back.
So,
Clear.
right, forget what they're saying. Okay, you're an easygoing person, and so tell us how you're going to progress forward in the future.
At the moment, I've sort of reached my goals.
Yeah.
I've done what I wanted to do. I wanted my own show on Solar Radio, and I wanted to be the female DJ at the Case of Soul Weekender.
So you've tick boxed those.
Yeah.
Where do you go from here?
That reminds me of a song.
It certainly
In the
does.
80s.
Shall we dance to it? Come on, Roddy. Come on. So where do you go from here? What are you sort of going to step back a little bit, or are you going to continue pushing
I'm not
forward?
going to step back. I will continue pushing forward, but I'll only take gigs that I really want to do. I wouldn't do anything
Do a gig
unless
for the sake of doing a gig.
Definitely not.
What have you got coming up? You've got Caister coming up. What are you going to offer to the new crowd that are coming through at Caister, and of course the existing crowd that know what Roni O'Brien is all about?
I generally play more modern music.
How can people find out more about you, and how can they find out about your radio shows?
Well, they can find me on Facebook. Firstly, I'm
Facebook.
called radio presenter Roni O'Brien on there.
Yeah.
Spelled RONI.
It has to be radio presenter.
Yeah, or you won't find me.
And there's pictures of vinyl on there. That's her brother's.
No.
Ah, okay. So, and what other way?
Also, I've got a group on Facebook called Insatiable Soul. And when
Yeah.
I'm on air, listeners of my show tend to go on that group and they'll talk to one another and they have a lot of banter, and that's what makes me unique. The fact that I like to get to know my listeners and we all have a bit of fun on there.
Liking the idea of that. Roni O'Brien on Soulful Seduction TV. Thank you for being here. I wish you all the luck in the future, of course, with all the gigs and the events. And I'm going to see you at Laguna Soul as well,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Hey!